What can you tell us a little bit about that partnership with Endo? What are your responsibilities? What are they required to do, and where is that in the clinical development process?
Yes. Endo was an ideal partner for us for two reasons. One, that they have a strong commercial presence in pain. They want to be a leading pain company, and this technology needs someone with that marketing prowess and that marketing desire. Secondly, they have a lot of experience doing clinical research in the area of pain. So when we develop the partnership, they have responsibility for the clinical and the non-clinical, as well as all the commercialization activities, and we have responsibility for developing the device and commercial manufacturing. So we have a joint development committee, a joint steering committee, those sort of standard sort of aspects of the partnership, but they're responsible with the clinical development, and we're responsible for the device and manufacturing development.
So with all of these products in this pipeline, can you tell us a little bit about what your larger partnering strategy is? Clearly you have individual products that you could be partnering, but also potentially larger platform deals.
Yes, as a small drug development company, we had an aspiration from the early starting of the company that we wanted to identify an area where we wanted to have our own presence. You know, with ALXA, we found that the value inflection point was when they started selling their own products and not just doing contract research and development. So we had identified the area of psychiatry. So when you look across our portfolio in the United States, all the products for psychiatry, it's our goal to keep those for ourselves. Outside the United States, we would partner those. So, you know, the agitation drug, for example, it's certainly our aspiration to have a partnership outside the United States, you know, for Europe and for Japan, for example. For the areas like migraine, which is neurology, the pain product, which is a CNS product, the sleep product, which is a primary care sales force, in both the United States and outside the United States, our expectation would be to partner those programs.
As you look at these opportunities to market products yourself in the U.S., how large of a direct sales force are we talking about to address both the acute agitation market to start with?
Yes. For acute agitation, we feel in our key target market, which is the in-clinic psychiatrists, there are about 6,000 physicians. And to successfully address that market, we need a specialty sales force of about 40 to 50 sales reps. So again, as a small company, it's a very good business plan to think about having 50 individuals as your sales force. We might aspire sometime in the future to build a larger organization, but that gives us a great opportunity to take this product and make it successful with a small, focused 50-person sales force.
And even to add on to that potentially, if applicability for the product goes beyond just that inpatient hospital setting, would you be able to potentially do some sort of co-promotion partnership in the United States to get even broader application and penetration?
Yeah, our diligence of that market opportunity has now shown us that many of the episodes of agitation are treated outside of the emergency department area. And so in the physician's office, in a long-term care facilities, areas that we didn't have the aspiration to build a sales organization. So I think even in the last 6 to 12 months, our knowledge of that marketplace has taught us that co-promoting in the United States probably does make sense, because where the patients are treated go beyond what our initial aspirations are for selling.
Just switching gears a little bit to the balance sheet, you guys, I believe, have about $95 million after the second quarter, which is a very healthy cash position, especially in these turbulent markets, and I really think that's a great asset for you guys. Tell me a little bit about the strength of the balance sheet. How long should that last you, and what are your general plans for use of capital?
Yes, we've taken a portfolio approach to our financing, just like we take a portfolio approach to our product development. So in the last several years since we went public, we did a Symphony transaction, and we did a more traditional partnership with Endo Pharmaceuticals. We did two very straightforward IPO and a follow-on offering. We also did a registered direct with the Singaporean government. And so we realize in tough financial turbulent times, you have to be creative and have your eyes open to the choices in front of you. We also late last March put in place a $50 million equity line of credit, which we had planned to use over the course of the next 12 to 24 months. When we incorporate that equity line of credit and also the $95 million that we had at the end of the second quarter, we have cash to run the business until the summer of 2010.